The breakdown of the few things that I do include watching animals. So we do a lot of observing, because when animals start to behave differently or are injured, then we are the first ones to notice that something else is going on. We also do a lot of feeding, because obviously animals have to eat. If you have any animals at home, you know that. And we do cleaning. So the animals don't clean up after themselves. And a lot of our animals live in water. So that involves a lot of stuff with keeping the water healthy and the appropriate ocean water conditions that they should have. And sometimes that involves scuba diving, and a lot of times it doesn't. And there's a couple other things that we might also do, but it depends on the type of place where we work. So at Shedd Aquarium in Chicago, we have a lot of staff and we're very big. So we have a bunch of veterinarians and veterinary technicians that also work here that do lots of work with our animals. And then we also have lab technicians that test all of our water for us. And then there's also people who work with big equipment. So I don't have to do stuff with big, frightening pumps and filters that would require lots of special knowledge to work with. And feeding is fun, but feeding makes a mess. And so you have to do some cleaning. The funniest thing is that we probably use some tools that you might be familiar with. The bottom left photo is a magic eraser, which we buy in bulk. Well, some of you on the call might not know what that is, because maybe you haven't cleaned your kitchen in your house before, but someone who's listening might know. But magic erasers that we buy don't have a chemical treatment, so that way when we're using them in the water, nothing is coming off of them. But those are really awesome for cleaning smooth surfaces. So the next time you go and look at an aquarium window and you appreciate that there's no algae on the window, you might be able to thank a magic eraser. One of the really cool things about my job is that we work with hundreds of different types of animals. And some of these animals aren't even something that necessarily a lot of scientists know much about. But one of the coolest parts is animals that we know a little bit more about that we can culture or breed. So this is a species of cuttlefish that only lives 6 months long. That's it. It does not live very long. And so if we're not raising more of them, we can only have them on exhibit for a couple months, and you probably wouldn't get the opportunity to see them if you came to the aquarium. I have a degree in marine science. You don't necessarily have to do this work, because I then had to go to more school to actually learn how to take care of fish in aquariums, because they don't teach you that in most of our schools. And then I bounced around and did some work at a bunch of places, and now I'm in Chicago. The first place I worked with snakes and an armadillo, just kind of random group of animals. Also fish, but not many fish.